The U.S. desperately needs a victory at Midway. All hope for striking the mighty Japanese carriers rides on Commander Wade McCluskey's squadron of dive bombers. Their hunt is running on fumes. Then, McCluskey sees it. A small white plume 15,000 feet below. It's the wake of a Japanese destroyer.
McCluskey made the decision to continue to fly into this vastness with no visual indications, but just a feeling in the pit of his stomach that the Japanese fleet was straight ahead of him.
McCluskey's hunch: the destroyer must be heading back to meet the main Japanese fleet.
He gambled everything, and he was right.
The Japanese destroyer leads McCluskey's dive bombers to the main fleet. 4 carriers, 2 battleships, and nearly 250 aircraft.
At the very moment that the Japanese Zeros are shooting down all these Devastator torpedo bombers, the dive bombers finally show up, and they're completely unencumbered by Japanese Zeros.
One squadron attacks the Japanese carrier Kaga. Another goes after the carrier Akagi. A third squadron targets a third carrier, Soryu. All 3 Japanese carriers are destroyed.
At 10 o'clock on June 4th, 1942, the Japanese carrier fleet is the most potent fighting force in the Pacific. By 11 o'clock, 3 of the 4 Japanese carriers in that task force are on fire. McCluskey's decision to press the attack turned the tide of the war.
One more Japanese carrier, the Hiryu, remains a threat. But U.S. dive bombers outwit the Zeros defending the Hiryu, setting it ablaze. Yamamoto sends 4 carriers to Midway, and the Americans destroy them all.
The Japanese go from 6 carriers to 2 carriers in the Pacific in one day. It's unprecedented.
He lost his fleet in hours that ultimately proved to be the most important 2 hours of the entire war.